Alrighty, and welcome on in. The biggest day is here, and it's here to stay for just a while. The biggest day in women's soccer is coming right up. This is a presentation of us in soccer in the Women's World Cup final, presented in part by Coca-Cola and their presenting partners at FIFA as well. Women's World Cup pregame show on SN is presented by Corridor Technology Solutions. We've got a real good one today at a battle USA trying to get their fourth Women's World Cup. They take on Netherlands, who is the defending European champions. Alrighty, this is a big time event. So the women of the United States, they won the Women's World Cup in 91, 1999, and 4 years ago in 2015. 91 was actually in China. It was, I believe it was the inaugural tournament with the United States winning over Norway, and then they got third place in the second one in Sweden back in 99. No, 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 95 rather. They won it in 99, so they won two of the first three. Then they had a big drought of not winning it for about 16 years between the 99 and 2015. Now they have a chance to repeat as champions for the first time, I believe, in this competition, the competition's history. But we are hoping we get a good one here today. Live on Fox is today's game. United States. They are the champions of Group F. Netherlands champions of Group E, which is kind of surprising that both of these teams coming out of. We nearly had two teams out of the same group. If Sweden was able to knock off Netherlands, that was a good one. We had live uh, Wednesday between the Netherlands and Sweden. Sweden, of course, getting third place yesterday. United States, of course, have scored in the first quarter of an hour in every match in this Women's World Cup. So you don't want to tune in late um, for today's game because it's going to be lights, camera action from the first minute. One of the best teams I've seen in recent memory is this US team. Well, let's get it going on in. Netherlands, of course, their knockout games. Get that in just a second here. Okay, the Netherlands in the round of 16 took down. Um, where are they at here? They took down Japan. It was the latest game in the the round of 16. So then they a kind of quick turnaround against Italy. They beat Italy. No surprise there, but then they went over to Sweden. So the Netherlands' path has not been too tough to this point. Sweden really maybe the only team that they're in doubt of beating. Of course, the Italy versus the Netherlands game, that was a hot game. In group play, I believe Netherlands won all three games. I can't guarantee that for you, but okay. Today's game, again, going to be broadcast around the world on many different stations. We have not seen penalty kicks since the first day of knockout play. We've seen just one extra time since the first weekend of knockout play. And that was in the Netherlands versus Sweden game, which was a 0-0 through 90 minutes. Let's talk about today's. So the story around Megan Rapinoe, I believe she's going to be in today's starting lineup. She had was it a leg? I don't know, but it was it seemed like it wasn't bad enough that she would be held out of the starting lineup today for the Women's World Cup final. May have been a precautionary injury. They may have put her in if they were in this dire need in the last game, but didn't need her because the United States got off to another big start as they have all tournament long. We are going to get our pick on it in today. Biggest pick of the entire year, USA versus Netherlands in the Women's World Cup final. The winner, of course, are the world champions. Loser, well, they get second place, and they'll still be the best on their continent for the time being. The defending world champions against the defending European champions. Today, we are going with the United States. They are a good squad. They represent a lot of things, and they need to take care of business today if they want to be talking about stuff. And if they take care of business today, I believe they're going to get a lot more freedoms and rights and stuff because U.S. women's soccer has done a lot over the last decade or so, but they haven't won back-to-back World Cups. They haven't before 4 years ago. They hadn't won a World Cup for 16 years, and this back-to-back would be big time and unprecedented, really, in the modern era of competition. With a 2014 tournament in the women's game, it's really hard to go back to back, especially when you got to win like 7 games. Is it? I believe it's like 7 games you got to win just to get here to the um, to that trophy. Well, you don't have to win 7, but you have to play 7. I mean, you could draw on the group stage and be fine. United States have not played extra time. They have not drawn. They have won every match to this point. Will we see a close one? Will we see another early goal today? That's all the questions that we have. My belief is that the United States are going to get on the attack and the game's going to slow down very quickly. I don't know if the United States are going to get early goal, but I think the United States will likely have a lot of energy today. They didn't need much to beat in the last game to beat England compared to how much Netherlands had to put on the table to win in extra time over Sweden. Um, so I think the United States, on that extra day of rest, they're going to be attacking early. And I think the Netherlands will slow the game down early. They'll try to keep possession. They'll try to slow it down. Um, but I think the United States eventually will outlast them. Probably a scoreline of about 2-1. That's what it's been pretty much all the knockout games for the United States. 2-1 win for the United States. I think maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's going to be penalty kicks. Maybe we're going to have an extra time goal. Maybe it's high scoring. But I believe in Alyssa Nair is going to be on the top of her game on rest. But sometimes rest is bad, though. Sometimes, but I do think she did make that big PK save over England. I think that lasts through today, but it can't remember things about 4 days ago, 4 years ago. It's about today's big matchup, and that's what Jill Ellis is so great about. Is she can handle the stars, and she can put out a product every single game. I mean, she might not be the best coach in the friendly games, but I mean, it's all about the winning a World Cup. Not about maybe a friendly game on a Saturday and who knows what month, but it's about these summer games, these summer tournaments. I mean, they didn't win the She Believes Cup, but certainly they look so much better than that tournament. This is, I really like this culture um, to bring this team here to France, and it's a good team. I mean, top to bottom. Could probably start 2 squads in this team and still be successful. Still make it through to the semis at least, with a second squad. They're so deep. So again, that's the game coming up live on Fox. For all of us who have worked here all tournament long, we will see you later today right here on SN. We've got Gold Cup pregame show for you. That's coming up later today on SN. And I probably won't have time for any post-game action for all of you guys because I'm going to be busy today after this game. Yeah, you guys are going to want to tune on in today, 10 a.m. Central Time, live on Fox. That's, if you don't know what 10 a.m. Central Time is in your time zone, it is just over an hour from now, so it's 11 a.m. Eastern is when the kick's going to happen, and it's going to be 8 a.m. on the West Coast of the United States. If you're in Europe, France time, I believe it's going to be, like a 3 p.m. I think it's 3 p.m. in France. It's going to be out there. But 10 a.m. is kind of early. I mean, the United States, this is actually the earliest game the United States have played all tournament, which, I mean, that's something that really didn't get brought to the table. I mean, we look at, so I believe, so they played 2 knockout games at the 9 o'clock window in France, which is 2 o'clock here in the States, my time. 2 o'clock, they're pretty good. They beat Thailand by like 13 at 2 o'clock. They beat Sweden at 2 o'clock. Then I do believe they played Spain at the 11 a.m. hour. I mean, that was bad. It was a close game. I mean, the Chile game was at 11, but Chile was making their first World Cup debut. I mean, this is a lot. It's earlier, but is it? If the Netherlands played this early, they played even earlier against Italy, which was in the heat of the day, I believe. Yeah, and before that, they played at 2 p.m. Netherlands also played an 11 a.m. in group play. They played an 8 a.m. in group play. And they played 8 a.m. So Netherlands have been playing earlier in the United States in this tournament. I don't believe that's going to be a factor. Maybe the U.S. start slower than they did in the last game, because this is the earliest game the United States have played in the day. But I mean, it's a weekend. It's a big day. It's a day they knew about. So that'll do it for us right here on SN. I'm Jared St. Peace out.